welcome back to another video. How am I looking? Tweak some settings here. Alright, welcome back to another video. So, I was gonna have a different video for y'all. I was gonna do some car meet stuff. And that went not like how I wanted it. So, instead, I'm gonna be telling you about my experience going to those car meets. So, first of all, let me preface this, right? There's a difference between a car meet and a car show. The word show usually entails a better location, better or higher quality cars, and a more diverse group of cars, higher turnout. It's basically just more quality. And a meet is usually something local, something that a couple people slap together, and it's usually like a small little gathering. Now, I'm someone who only goes to Cars and Coffee. Like, I remember before I even had this car, I was going to Cars and Coffee because that's all I knew, right? But I've owned my car for 2 years now, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, you know what? Let me start going to car meets. You know, let me see what's out there, right? Because I'm the type of guy, and I know some of y'all are like this too, but you don't really care about car meets. It's like, yeah, you're passionate about other chassis, you want to see cool builds, you want to hang out with people, but you don't necessarily care for the atmosphere of like a car meet or a car show. Now, usually, I'll go like if a friend wants to go, or if I know someone else is going to be there, but if it's up to me, shoot, I'd rather go to the gym in the morning, like, or do other things. Like, I'm not waking up at 7 o'clock and going to a darn meet for like 1 hour, and then people want to leave like 30 minutes later. I'm not doing that 9 times out of 10. So, and when 2026 started, I was like, you know what, let me actually just see what's out there, because every time I do go to car shows, I have fun. I'm like, okay, cool. I get to see some cool builds, I get inspiration, and it's just motivating, right? So I'm like, okay, let me see what's out there. So I'm just scrolling on Facebook. Fast forward to June. I'm like, all right, summertime, there should be lots of meets, lots of shows. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me just scroll on my local Facebook forum and try and find some meets. So a couple days ago, I found 2 meets that were taking place on the same day, like pretty much within a back-to-back time frame. So I was like, cool, I can get some content, I can record, see some cool builds, maybe meet some people, whatever. The first meet was like a gas station style meet. And don't fucking do it, dude. Please don't. Why? Holy shoot. Officer, do you see this? I'm dying over here, man. I gotta stop recording videos while I'm driving because I'm actually gonna die. But the first meet was like a gas station meet, and I was like, okay, this might be fire, because when you see like those 7-Eleven meets, like those gas station meets, you're like, okay, it's about to be like a gas station takeover, like people are gonna be parked all over the place, it's gonna be crazy. So I was pretty psyched for that. The second meet was like a night meet, and I was like, this one could be a little ghetto, because from my experience, anything that takes place at night leans more toward the ghetto side. But unless it's a show. Big distinction between a show and a meet. But I go to this first meet, and I pull in, right? And I noticed the turnout is not what I expected. It's a little bit more shallow, and I'm like, okay, well, it is a local meet, so people, and I did actually get there on time for once, so, you know, people are still filling in. I'm like, cool, whatever. Off the rip, not a single car stands out to me. I'm just like, okay, it's a bunch of Corvettes. Why is nobody talking? Why is no one walking around? And I notice everyone is just sitting in a lawn chair, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess this meet is more for the boomers, like the older demographic. Everyone's just sitting in lawn chairs. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. So management tells me where to park. I get parked in some goofy area, and I step out my sorry, voice crack. I step out my car and I'm just like, dang, I feel like I'm the only one here. Like, there's a couple people walking, taking pictures, but everyone else is just sitting down next to their cars. I'm like, the weather's pretty decent. Like, why is everyone just sitting in the shade? So I walk around and I pretty much walk the whole floor within 5 minutes, and I'm just like, dude, this is the most boring thing I've ever done. Most of the time. Because Cars and Coffee, for example, my local one, it's pretty poppin', I guess. Now keep in mind, since I've only been to Cars and Coffee, I don't know anything else. So I assumed it would be the same, if not better, than my local meet. My local Cars and Coffee meet. But I'm walking around, I walk the floor, I see a couple of cars I'm interested in. There's a couple of like Nissan 240s, pretty clapped, but I mean, it's still cool to see those cars on the road. One of them was RB swapped even. And I see some Mark V Supras, love those cars, cool. I see, I think there's a 400Z, the new one. Some dude wrapped it or either painted it, most likely wrapped. Midnight Purple 2, I was like, okay, cool. But everything else, I'm just like, dude, there's no diversity here. Like, I was just like, okay. So 30 minutes go by, I'm just kind of sitting there at that point. I'm like, is anyone else gonna show up? Nope, nobody else shows up. Couple people trickle in, couple of cars I don't care about. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready to leave. So I leave the meet early. And then I leave the meet early, and then I got like an hour before the night meet, so I'm just kind of hanging out in the parking lot doing whatever. And this next meet, bro, I'll say it's already in an area that I don't like, taking place at a time I don't like, so I can assume I'm not gonna like the meet. So I go to that meet, and this meet was just like, I could tell the second I parked up and got out of my car, I was like, dude, this is gonna be a ghetto ass meet, man. And I got out the car and I'm like, dude, this is gonna be cancer. And what do I smell? I smell vape, I smell weed, I smell just everything, bro. And I'm just like, okay, so it quite literally is cancer. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe the cars will make up for it. So I start walking the floor. Just a bunch of Mustangs, just a bunch of Chargers, just a bunch of Challengers. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Half of them were stock, half of them had an intake. That's a Lotus Exige. I like that car. And there were a couple of cars I liked. Like, there was an AE86. There was two of them, actually. They had dressed up engine bays. Pretty nice. There was an RX-7 FD, and that car made the whole meet for me, because I was like, dude, finally, bro. Like, if I'm gonna be at this trashy meet, at least let there be something cool. And lo and behold, my all-time dream car is sitting right there. Innocent Mika Blue, 99 spec body kit. I'm like, dude, this is such a nice car. And then after that, I'm ready to leave, because I already know what type of meet or what type of things happen at these meets. Like, you already have police all over the place. There was like a couple in the front, there was like a couple in the back, and I was like, all right, let me leave before people start revving and doing dumb shit, right? But that's pretty much the car meet experience. I mean, if you're scrolling on your local Facebook forum, depending on where you live, there might be like a car meet group where people just post their flyers for their meets, time, location. Oh, real quick, can we talk about the freaking AI slop flyers that everybody's doing? Like, it is just, I've noticed that on YouTube as well with like thumbnails. I think it's so outplayed, so unoriginal, so performative. Like, anytime I see it, I almost don't even want to watch the video. Do not worry, guys. I will never do that for my thumbnails. I like minimalistic, clean, cinematic thumbnails. But those meets, that's pretty much what you're gonna get. It's gonna be a small turnout, low quality. Now, I'm not saying this to knock any of the guys or any of their cars. It's just maybe my expectations were too high, because I really thought I was missing out by like only going to Cars and Coffees and like high-end car shows like Rides by the River or Motor Enclave, whatever, meets like that. I really thought I was missing out. I was like, let me see what else is out there. Yeah, pretty much nothing. So, in conclusion, if you guys are ever going to a car meet, go with a group of friends. At least make it interesting. Yeah, either go with friends to try to make it interesting. I don't recommend going alone. It's going to be boring as hell. And if you really want quality, I'm telling you, stick to Cars and Coffee. Stick to those high-end shows. The builds are going to be better. There's going to be more diversity. You're going to get more inspiration for your build. And yeah, I'm pretty much done going to car meets. I mean, Cars and Coffee, they're nice, but going by myself, it's just too much of a hassle. It's too early. You know, I work 40 hours a week. I need to go to the gym and do YouTube stuff and just lock in on other areas. I don't want to wake up at 7 a.m., go to a meet. But yeah, stick to the high-end shows, man. You're not missing out on these local meets. Unless you have a group of friends, I can see that making the difference. But yeah, I'm pretty much done with car meets, and I've pretty much just reaffirmed to myself what I've always believed, and not what I believed, but like what I've always thought. I was never much of a car meet guy. I mean, I'm pretty introverted, but I don't know. I like driving the car. Like, if I walk around, I look at the car, it's like, okay, cool. I see the car. This is the car. Can I drive it? No. All right, well, now I'm bored. So, yeah, I think the best way to approach this is to just get a group of friends. If you have friends who are interested in cars, just do your own thing. Just cruise together. Like, I would say the most genuine fun I had, it was when I went on Justin Ackerman. He's another GR86 YouTuber in my area. He had a little cruise for his birthday, and that was genuinely the most fun I had. I was like, okay, cool. I'm driving my car with like-minded people, and I get to see other people's builds at the same time. That was fun. I would do that again. So that's honestly the best way to do it. But yeah, those are all my thoughts on car meets in 2026. Now, old school car meets, I can't speak on that. I got into cars way later than I should have. I was born in 2003, got into cars when I was in college. When I was already like 18, 19, right? Super late. So I can't speak on a lot of those earlier meets, but I bet you they're a lot better than what we have now, because nowadays it's just, everything is just claps, everything is just takeover culture, everything is about social media. It's just soulless is the word. Car meets nowadays feel very soulless. So that's all I got for y'all. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video for the algorithm, and I will see y'all on the next one. I'm about to hit this grocery store. And yeah, peace.